So hurricane overview, everything was okay. We didn't need any of our water. Power didn't go out. It flickered a few times. We pretty much just sat around watching Netflix. Of course, I had work like every single day. But it wasn't that far. It was pretty windy going into work, but nothing crazy. And then the kids head off for like Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So we had to juggle where they were going to go and everything because I worked all those days. So, except for Wednesday. I didn't work Wednesday. But other than that, everything was fine. We pretty much just stayed inside. There was a lot of flooding farther down from the town that we live in. We had one tree go down, but it went back into the woods. It was small, so no big deal. I had a ton of leaves. It was like all the leaves that would fall during fall fell in like one weekend. So I took like an hour and a half to like rake it all up with Jackie the other day. But what I'm doing right now, you're gonna kick out of this. You've probably heard me say in other videos that Jackie sleepwalks, and he has I mean, night terrors come and go, but it's mostly like sleepwalking. And he sleeps when I put him down, and he sleeps for about an hour, and then he like gets up and walks around the house or turns on lights. Kev and I are normally up, so we just bring him in our bed and he goes to bed. But last night, I hear him kind of crying. We were watching TV in the living room. They were in their room. The boys share a room. And I go in there and the lights are on, and he's standing underneath the window, and he's peeing in his Lego bin. Oop. So this is a giant Tupperware container full of Legos, and he peed in it. This is the second time that this has happened. The first time it happened, and I thought it was a dog, I got really mad, and I thought the dog peed in the Legos. He did not. Alright, so I'm gonna put this here so nothing goes down the drain. I'm going to dump this whole thing in the bathtub. So many Legos. Oh my god, guys. This is a ridiculous amount. This is a whole bathtub full of Legos. So he did this one other time, and when I figured out that it was him, I was like, why did you do it? And he was like, Owen made me mad. But I couldn't think of any time that he was like alone that he could have done it. So I actually think, now that I like saw it with my own eyes, and he was completely asleep. Like 100%, you know how like drunk college kids like, you know, pee in weird places or in the corner of their room. It was like that, but he's like 5 and he was completely asleep, and he was kind of talking and kind of looking around, but he was totally peeing in the Legos. So I think that's what he did last time, and then just made up an excuse why he did it. That's what I'm hoping. I mean, he's spiteful. He could have peed in his Legos because his brother made him mad. I don't know, but this took forever last time to clean. So I'm just gonna put the water in here, wash this out, let them soak with maybe soap, I don't know, for a while, and then I just put a ton of towels on the ground, and then I air dry them. But the last time this took me like 4 days, so luckily I have the weekend off. So I threw some Pine Sol in here because I love Pine Sol. I'm like addicted to anything that smells like lemons. And I'm gonna let this soak for a while, spin it around every once in a while, and then I lay blankets out. Someone asked me a while ago when they were pregnant, what is it like to have little boys? This is what it's like to have little boys. You gotta clean up pee Legos. No, they're great, but this is ridiculous, and it's the second time I've had to do this. So, this is what it's like to have little boys. So, I just have to clean this up this afternoon. Just small branches and stuff, and then this is the tree that came down. See, it was already really rotted. But that's the only one. Oh, and then one here. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll have Kevin cut that up, but I could probably burn all this other little stuff. Right now, I'm going to my greenhouse to get all my bee supplies because I take care of a beehive for a gentleman who lives in Florida. And he's right down the street. He has a house here, and he has a house in Florida. And he's like a boat captain or something like that. So I keep an eye on his bees, and so I went over there yesterday after the storm, but I didn't have all my equipment. I had the kids. I don't like to do any of my bee stuff when the kids are there if I don't have someone watching the kids, because if anything happened to me, yeah, obviously I won't want the kids there or like being stuck in a bad predicament. So I'm gonna go back today, and I'm gonna check his bees and make sure there's honey on top, and see if we can harvest any for the fall. So I'm definitely gonna have to come in here and clean up because I had to throw a bunch of random stuff in here because of the hurricane. But it looks like my lemon tree's doing good. I have this rogue tomato plant that came up out of nowhere. And so hopefully, because it's in the greenhouse, it's really hot in here, hopefully I'll have tomatoes all fall, which is real random. I have like one surviving kale plant. I don't have a lot in here. This is just flowers, and I believe this is a sunflower, who knows. All my bee equipment. And so I'm just grabbing that. I rather use garden gloves because they're easier to move. I mean, you've used these, they're so dirty, but they're pretty stiff and they're hard. Even though I've worked them for a few years, they're really hard. So I just use garden gloves if I use gloves at all when I beekeep. So I'm just gonna grab this stuff and we'll head over. So my garden's looking a little rough now. The eggplant, well, it's still producing an eggplant, but the tomato plants are dying off. I keep them around just in case they produce a few little things. I just give it to the chickens. The chickens love it. And guys, I didn't even remember planting this. Look, I got gourds, like a lot of them. So people make birdhouses out of them. Like again, dying tomato plant, eggplant, and I got another gourd over here somewhere. Oh yeah, right down there. So all the things, trees and stuff fell, and I make acorn flour every fall, and a lot of the branches came down. We have a few oak trees, but a lot of the branches came down, and that was like fresh acorns. I need to use like the brown ones, and they were all green. So I'm afraid I won't have as much acorn flour this year. Hopefully in about a month or two you'll see that video, because I have to wait for them all to fall, and then I'll show you how to make acorn flour. And then come November, I'll show you how to make pumpkin flour. So I might be relying more heavily on the pumpkin flour. So if you're gluten-free, acorn flour is more like a deep, rich flavoring. And pumpkin flour, depending on what pumpkin you use, it's either just like a really mild, earthy, regular flour, or it could be like super pumpkin-y. It depends on what pumpkins you use. And I just go on Facebook and tell people that I need pumpkins that they haven't carved. And I go around searching for cheap pumpkins after Halloween. So it all depends on what I get or what people give me, depending on how the flour tastes. But those videos will be coming up soon. Do you like my sexy beekeeping outfit? So I normally would wear jeans or some thicker material, but I am going running after this because I only have like 7 hours while they're at school. So this is a beautiful setup. He has a little farm with his huge blueberry fields. We got tons of blueberries here. Watch out for the red ants. Oh my God, there's so many red ants. And these guys look like they're doing good. So he had put these cement blocks on top before the storm. They look like they're active, pretty active. It's still morning, so they're gonna be slow. I'm literally just going to take these off, pop the top, smoke them out, pop the top, and see if they're creating honey in that top box and that they'll be good for winter. So that's what I'm doing. So you can tell by the way the sand is that this little stream right here came up this far. There's no leaves. The sand's all washed out. Debris pushed, but look how deep that is. So it filled up all the way to there and then went over. That's how much water went through here. That's crazy. You can see on the other side too that it went all the way out there. That's how high it was. It's insane. So I checked the bees and I finished my run, and I really need to go to the thrift store to find Jackie some pants to go with his suit because we're going to New Jersey to a wedding in 2 weeks. But I smell like smoke from the bees and I smell like from my run. So I'm gonna go home, take a shower, and then we're gonna go thrifting. So part of my day routine is taking care of the animals. So we have all these bunnies. We're probably gonna butcher the little one soon. Just we're going on vacation and to have someone come watch them. They're meat rabbits, so we will keep Judy the mom, and then probably this little one because she's very sweet and I really like her, so I'm probably gonna keep her, but the rest are probably gonna go. And then we have 2 males over here, so I just have to make sure that there's chocolate milk. He's pretty aggressive, and then there's shy old Mr. Fox. So I just have to feed them in the morning, make sure they have enough water. Nope, you stay over there, you be nice. He is very mean to Mr. Fox. They're males, so of course they are, but any chance he gets when I open this, he tries to jump in here with Mr. Fox and beat the crap out of him. So I have to keep an eye on these two. I can't like leave this open while I go fill up the water like I do with the women. So Mr. Fox has got his butt kicked a few too many times. And then I go check the chickens. So I went for my run, cooked breakfast, cooked some eggs, then took care of the animals, and then I had to do this. So these are all drying right now, and then of course I'm gonna have to come and flip them and move stuff around, and I still have probably a whole nother one more time of doing this, so this will probably take 2 days of drying. Luckily we have a pretty big vent in the room, so it'll dry out pretty quick. But I was gonna clean this bathroom today, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen, so rolling up to my favorite place on earth, Target. Took care of a situation with Jackie's account. They were like charging us stupid stuff. So closed that out, and then I went to Target, got all that stuff, and then they didn't have the pants that I needed for Jackie for his suit for the wedding, so now I'm gonna go to Goodwill and hopefully find some nice black dress pants for him. Okay, so they didn't have what I needed at the Goodwill for Jackie's pants, so I'm going to a consignment store. It'll be like a little bit more expensive, but still really cheap compared to, they didn't have the pants at Target, and they didn't have the pants at the Goodwill, the one that I went to. So I'm just gonna go to this consignment sale store because I know they'll have them. So the Kids Carousel in downtown Matthews. This is the building. It's amazing. I got Jackie's Halloween costume for $7. It was, he wants to be a Ghostbuster, and I got the pants I need for the wedding, and I got all sorts of shirts and everything, all for under like 30 bucks. It was amazing. I got like a heaping bag of stuff and a Halloween costume for under $30. So, Kids Carousel in Matthews, amazing. Go to it. It's great. So I'm here at the Grand Asian Market. Megan and I are going on a raw vegan diet for a week. We'll see how that week goes. We might push it out even more. You know, I have digestive stomach issues, so I'm trying to do this to maybe fix something, and just overall health, and to lose weight because we're about to go to this wedding. And Megan's like, I just want to lose weight to go to this wedding. So we decided if we're doing it together, we're going to stick with it longer, and that way food prep's going to be a lot easier, because a lot of these recipes, it's for, I don't know, like 3 to 4 people, but if it's just the 2 of us doing it, that way we can all prep this weekend and then do it all week, and I can make something, she can make something, and then we'll just trade and switch. That way we're not making like such small portions of everything, and it's like doing a raw vegan diet is a lot of work and a lot of preparation. So if both of us are doing a little bit of preparation and the other ones, and then we can just switch so we get more variety. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be eating bananas and nuts if Megan doesn't cook for me. So I know like a bunch of desserts that are raw and vegan because I've had to take off. I've had to take milk out of my diet. So desserts, mostly it's milk is the main issue on all the desserts. So I know how to make a ton of desserts, which is great because when you're on a diet and you're taking away things you normally would eat, especially like junk food and all that, you want like chocolate and things you're not supposed to have. Anytime you go on a diet, mentally you're like, I'm on a diet and I want crap. I want to eat bad food. So I'm going to the Grand Asian Market to pick up a bunch of vegetables and like dragon fruit for our shakes and things like that. And then tomorrow night we're going to Costco, getting a ton of the stuff, and then going to like little fruit stands that are in our neighborhoods. We buy local. And that's what I'm up to right now. Hey Jackie, show me your costume.
Can you put this on me first? Oh, and untying it. I accidentally. The one who was.
Jackie, let me see your Halloween costume.
Yeah, I am one of the guys from the Titanic.
Do you love it?
Yeah. Can you do a picture like this?
Yesterday, after I made the hardtack, took the boys to Taekwondo for like 2 hours because Jackie has a class and now Owen's old enough to go to the next class. So I was literally there for like 2 hours. And then after that came home, you know, made them dinner, blah, 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 blah. And then just chilled out and watched TV because dang, I had a busy day. But I can't sit still when I watch TV. I can't just sit there. So this is what I'm working on. Alright, so this is called English paper piecing, and of course it's Halloween because I love Halloween. Alright, so if you want a video on how to make these, it's super easy and something if you need to keep your hands busy, and I can show you how to do this super easy. So there's pretty much this cardboard. I'll show you how to put it on. You use like a glue pen and stick that on, and then you match them up and you start sewing them. You have to sew them a certain way. I'll do a whole video if you'd like. Just let me know in the comments down below that you want one. And then I was just watching a Great British Baking Show and working on these two. So once I get them big enough, I'm probably gonna make little handbags, things like that. But don't you love my bag? Stitching you bags. I'll put the link down below because she's amazing. I started watching her on Instagram. She makes these like knitting bags or sewing bags. You can just like put your project in them. It's perfect. You can even use a smaller bag. I just love this bag so much to bring it everywhere. But look how little that is. And this is what you're making. And you can kind of just bring it when you're like waiting in line. You know, you can just do a few together if you don't want this big thing on your lap, like while you're watching your kids at Taekwondo or what have you. You can just do a few together and then when you get home, start putting them together. But super easy, and that's what I worked on all night while watching TV. And, oh yeah, and I read to the kids and all that. That's what I did yesterday.